Examples of some types of parties that we're brought into are employee engagement events, maybe a holiday party, maybe it's a product launch. We're also brought into conference kickoffs. So big events around a conference. Let's say you have a conference that's kicking off on a Friday. You want to have a conference kickoff party that night. Or maybe it ends on a Monday or it ends on a Thursday. You want to have a wrap-up party. We're brought into those types of events around conferences by conference organizers. We're also brought into networking events and happy hours. So oftentimes those are based around conferences themselves. So if your industry has a big conference, you want to bring us in to help drive people from the big conference to your networking event to help generate leads, to help generate conversations. We can be there. If you want to just throw a happy hour for your organization, maybe you're a law firm, maybe you're an event marketing firm, you want people to come to your event location and again to further relationships, generate leads, generate business, we can be there for you to help drive traffic to your events. Obviously, VIP experiences are very big, whether that's at a conference, a trade show, at a third-party conference or a first-party conference. Any type of VIP experience. It could be even a music festival where you want to add value. We'll discuss a little bit more about that in the coming slides. And then lastly, customer appreciation events or launch events. These are, again, ways to show that you're a fun company to work with and that you are on the cutting edge, and you want us to help you do that. And I'll walk you through those examples as well. So let's start off and by next talking about the benefits, right? So it's not just because it's cool, it's not because it's fun that we bring this. These are real business benefits. They actually increase attendance at events. So we actually can drive the sense of FOMO or fear of missing out. This is a new technology. People have not tried it. They want to be one of the first. They want to be able to go back to their friends and brag about that. So we can leverage that fear of missing out to increase attendance. Next, if we position it, depending on how your goals stack up, if you want increased brand awareness, we can actually build in physical takeaways, social sharing. We can build in signage. We can build in really a competition to really get people coming back to your booth again and again, or coming back to your event, or coming back year after year. Next is increased perceived value. So if we're talking about a VIP experience where people pay extra to have the VIP options, what we can do is help increase that perceived value dramatically more than the actual additional expense incurred by the event organizer. So if we're looking to increase revenue or ticket sales, this is one way to have a strong return on investment. Finally, we can also get people talking. This is a shared experience. We've seen this time and time again. People that come to events that maybe have a shared industry, or maybe they are both clients of a certain organization, or maybe they're both employees of a certain company, but they don't really work together on a day-to-day basis. This is the perfect icebreaker. This new, unique experience gets people talking, gets people sharing. Hey, have you tried the VR experience? That thing was crazy. Oh my gosh, could you imagine how that will impact our business? Or wow, I have never tried something like that. So much fun. And finally, positioning, right? We want to help continue to position our clients, our event companies that we work with, the end clients, maybe corporations or nonprofits. We want to continue to position as fun to work with and cutting edge. So this is two super valuable things as you differentiate yourself or your client from their competition. How are you going to look different? How are you going to be different? How are you going to act different? So that when the prospect or the customer thinks about your organization, they're positioning you as a fun company to work with that has soul, that has character, as well as someone that's cutting edge. So they know that your services are always on the cutting edge, that you're always going to bring them, or your client or the end customer is always going to bring that individual or that company the latest and greatest. Here's an example of a conference party we attended. This is a giant conference in San Francisco. The target market of this conference were developers, technologists inside of big Fortune 500 companies. So when the individual, Tracy, came to us to see how we could integrate with her plan, she said, well, we have a zombie theme. Do you have any zombie experiences? Of course we have zombie experiences. This is amazing. Let's do this. Now what you'll see is they brought in character artists that would basically act as if they were a zombie. And we were able to tie in closely to their theme. What also was amazing about this is you started to see, like we talked about, people talking about each other, or talking amongst each other about the experience, about what they tried, about what they get to try next. So now you have a mingle, and you have a social interactions between folks, which is really awesome. In addition, they were actually able to use this to drive people to their event. So that was another benefit that they received. So they were able to drive foot traffic from the big conference down multiple blocks into a restaurant, right? It takes work. It takes effort. You all know that, to get folks from one place to another. And we were actually able to be one of the big magnets, one of the things pulling people there. They got to come here. They got to experience, obviously they got to get some food and some drink, some of the staples, but they also got to experience VR technology. And what was amazing about it is we got a rave review from Tracy. She said, our team was looking for something unique to attract attendance to our RSA trade show party. The virtual reality theme tied in perfectly with our cyber zombie party. The the team at VirtualRealityRental.co made my job easy, from explaining their pricing, how they work with clients, to on-site setup, and the game. They are a pleasure to work with and well worth the value of the experience. Fun party. Hope to do it again soon. Tracy, again, we're also working with her on some future events, and we hope to lock those up shortly. But as you can see here, she's talking about the value that we bring, not just how fun the experience is. Sure, the event attendees had a blast, which is great, but if we weren't there, they probably would have had fewer event attendees actually attending their RSA trade show party. So from her perspective, foot traffic is big, number of attendees is big, leads generated is big, conversations had, keeping the sales team happy is important, and we were able to help come in, tie in with their theme that was targeted at their target market based on their conference and based on the business that they operate. We were able to bring value to them and help generate a return on investment. The second example inside this theme is the VIP lounge. Here's an example of Spreadfast using a whole room at their event venue dedicated to VR. Now, we've got people that are lining up to try it. We've got people that are mingling as they wait. We've got people that have just finished, and they're all smiling. They're all talking about the latest and greatest VR technology they get to try for the first time at this event. You'll see, again, people watching other people having a blast. You'll see folks chatting about it after they get to try it, before they get to try it. And what we've heard from the client is that they loved VirtualRealityRental.co. They loved the experience at their annual conference. The guests had such a fun and rewarding engagement, and we appreciate the professionalism and flexibility of the team. So what we were able to do is move from one spot to the next to really accommodate the layout. We're able to wear and don the Spreadfast t-shirts. Our staff was able to don the Spreadfast t-shirts to fit in, to make it look like it was one cohesive bunch. We were a part of Spreadfast for that event, making them look and continue to look cutting edge, making them continue to look fun to work with. So again, this was at a conference event, at their basically their hosted event, their hosted conference for their party, their kickoff party. They wanted to give people a unique experience, and it looks like, based on what Grace here has said, we did just that. In addition to some of the examples I've shared, as you think about different themes, we cover everything. So you think about winter, we have skiing, we have snowball fights. We even have a VR experience where you can create ornaments, right? Or you think about Halloween, we have zombies, we have scary stuff, we have kiddie scary stuff, and adult scary stuff, right? We have things that fit into your holiday theme, whether it's winter themed, Halloween themed. Think about any tentpole events. You have Super Bowl parties, you have summer events, you have really anything that you think of, we can fit in. We have over 4,000 different VR experiences to choose from. And that sounds like a lot, because it is a lot. And don't worry, we won't give you a list of 4,000 and say, hey, pick out what you want. Instead, what we will do is work with you and your team to understand about your event, and then we'll actually propose them. We'll say, here are 4 that we think would absolutely kill at your event. Here are 4 that we think that your team, based on what you've told us, will really love. And we can go back and forth and land on some that we're both really happy about and really excited to bring to your event. So what you'll see is, once you're able to download this presentation, you can actually click on these links and watch videos of these VR experiences, so you can get a feel for what it's like to be in VR, how it might fit into an event. But again, anything from, winter themed to Super Bowl themed to Oscars themed to Halloween themed to, I mean, anything in between, right? We can help you out. And that's the awesome part about VR technology. It's very rare that we bring the same experiences to multiple events. Typically, it's a new, unique experience every time we bring it to an event. In addition to different inspirations around tentpole moments throughout a year, we also have themes that we can fit into, right? So we have a travel theme. We can take people to Paris. We can take people to the pyramids in Egypt. We can fit in with travel themes that you might have, whether it's abroad or local. We also have sports themes, right? We can fit in with baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, everything that you can think of. We have Top Gun inspired or flying inspired themes that we can fit into, as well as race car inspired, whether that's on the track or off the road, depending on your client, depending on what the type of event that you're doing and who you're working with, whether it's the company that you work with, or maybe it's the company that your client is. If they have, depending on what their theme is, depending on what their angle is, we can help them out. Again, Star Wars, futuristic with space and Star Wars. We can take people to the International Space Station. We can take people to Mars. We can put people on the moon. We can also put them, in Nashville, Tennessee. We can put them in Paris, France. We can put them in Shenzhen. We can put them in anywhere in the earth. We can put them in the stars. We can put them on the field. We can put them in the sky. We can put them on the racetrack. We can also put them, in a Hollywood scene, right? We can put them in the Western theme, right? We can do a quick draw. We can make them a superhero. We can put them outdoors on Mount Everest. We can also get them creating things, right? So they can create, spray paint, graffiti walls. They can create artwork that we can print off and they can take with them. You can be in Hollywood and you can be James Bond. You can be Spider-Man. We have lots of themes and the themes go on for days. So don't hesitate. If you've got a theme that you're like, I don't know if Virtual Reality Rental can help us out, go ahead and email us at contact@VirtualRealityRental.co. We will find VR experiences that fit with that theme. We have 100% confidence that we can help you out. If you're not excited about what we find, we'll find some other stuff, right? We'll find some other ways to fit it in. Lastly, when we're thinking about parties, we're also thinking about social sharing and takeaways, right? So with something like a Google Tilt Brush, we actually have a sophisticated integration where we can do branded prints. So if you see on here on the right side, we partnered with Cox Communications at one of their events in San Diego to do a branded print that could be either shared via social media, texted to the person who drew it so they can share it with their friends, or go ahead and print it out for them. So that's an awesome way. This is an awesome way to combine a new, unique, innovative event experience or activation at your event, combined with some of your goals, right? Some additional goals, not just being something cool, something interesting and helping position, not just getting conversations started, not just driving foot traffic and by giving something people have never tried before, but also by continuing to make the event live outside of the time frame that it is, right? So the event might go from 7 to 11 or 7 to 12, but we want the event to live on to the next day. We want the brand to get out there. We want people to put this on their refrigerator, put this on their desk at their work if it's a printed version. We want them sharing it out and people seeing what event they're at and folks understanding, hey man, I shouldn't have skipped that event or I should have made that event this year.